Hi! Hello! It's me! Oh, sorry for lying to you at the start of this stream, and convincing you that we were going back to bugs again. We're not doing that, actually. We are actually going to be journeying along the Sunless Sea. That wasn't even supposed to rhyme. I'm just that good at this. Clearly, obviously. Getting back into things, getting back into the swing of things. I need to sip some water. Okay, We have, oh, yeah, let me also pull up the list of things that I'm planning on doing here. Yes. Actually, you know what? I should transpose this list of things onto my second screen here. That is to say, my laptop. I don't have a second monitor. I can't afford that right now. But gamer girls make do. In the meantime, though, how are you guys doing? Hope everyone's doing well. Oh man, I actually did quite a few things off stream, and I have quite a lot of progress to show you guys. I am very, very excited. Bum. Okay, that should about cover our business. For now, let me go ahead and turn down the jams, pause the jams, and bring you guys back over here. Oh, wait. There we go, back over here. So let us continue here. Hopefully this is the correct file. I'm pretty sure this is the correct file. Oh, it's loading. It's doing its best. Yes, this is the correct file. Okay. So, I stocked up quite a bit while we were out. I've got 25 fuel and 16 supplies. And I also have a frigate now! I did a lot of coffee trading, and quite a few, just general mercantile things that weren't really much of anything, and so I just decided to do them off camera. It was just me going back and forth, up and down between the surface. That's it. And it got us a frigate, which has, and for reference, this is the ship that we had. 450 hull compared to 75. 70 hold capacity compared to 40. That's the biggest deal, because it'll let us carry a lot more stuff. Stocked up on fuel and supplies. I have a strange catch, 7 of them. And I also have prisoner's honey. That's gonna be important for later, because as we may recall, there was, the Cheery Man, and the Cheery Man, a big crime dude, needed a restorative for his leg, and the informant that apparently has the information on this, requires a firkin of prisoner's honey for some reason. It's unclear. I also have a study now. Oh, I can create a whispering trophy case. That was why I had the 7 strange catches. Yes, when the bones are in place, you will hear them when you sleep. It's only dreams, of course. Cities of pearl, towers of ivory, the spined and lanky creature that hisses advice in your ear, the chilly caress of currents. But each morning when you rise from sleep, the Z is a little more familiar. We've spent our 7 secrets, spent our 7 strange catches, we've gained 7 veils and now have a whispering trophy case. Oh yes, the drowned man is humming tonight. A song in the water, like the bones of fish. Currently in our auxiliary, we have the Serene Aquarium, and we can swap that out for the trophy case as desired. Currently mirrors. Okay. Well, gonna equip the trophy case and balance out our mirrors and veils a little bit. Okay, so let us... Oh, wait. There was... Pick up an agent from the voracious diplomat. I have a friend, the diplomat says casually, who would be grateful for passage somewhere else. The Carnate, for instance. Or Port Cornelian. An agent will allow you to establish an intelligence network and sometimes to grow it later. We're already going to be going down to Port Cornelian for our submarine. So we're gonna go ahead and pick up an agent for that. And with that, let us be off. Apologies for the car noises. My window is busted, so I just get road noises. But yeah, look how fast we go now. Isn't it great? Okay, let's... Oh, that's not it. Wanted to do that. There we go. Okay. So, the plan is to go all the way down here to Port Carnelian, then to take a brief jaunt over to the Fathom King's hold, because we have a story for the Fathom King now. Head over to Khan's Shadow, because that's where the Cherry Man's informant is. Then pop over to Khan's Glory. We're actually going to be buying coffee down in Port Carnelian for getting a commercial license at Khan's Glory. We're going to be buying some romantic literature, because there's a guy over in London that wants that, and 5 Foxfire candles, so we can explore the basement of Nuncio. Then we're going to be heading over to the Chapel of Lights, possibly stopping by the Avid Horizon if at all possible, and then heading all the way over here to the northeast for Irem. In Irem, we can apparently uncover the secrets of our Whispering Lockbox. Pop over here real quick for a port report. Also, hello, Aria. Hi. Dock, Quake, and Mutton Island. Going to compile a port report. And be off. Make a little brief stop by the Cumaean Canal. God, I love this game. I'm so glad I get to play this game again. Gather information for port report. Listen for surface gossip. Ooh. A card game ends badly when one surface sailor knifes another for all the usual reasons. The other players scrabble for coins that spill from her pockets, but you snatch up a scrap of paper they overlook. Curious markings, dates, times, code names. Spies work? Intriguing. I do not plan on bothering you. I have no need. Now we head this way to Port Carnelian. Discovered Adam's Doom. Avoid that real quick. Oh, there's a ship over there. Oh, what the heck? Oh. Get the hell over here. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you better run. Only 7 hull damage. Gonna fix some lunch? Hell yeah. Fragments of clay litter across the deck. They crunch underfoot like potsherds. Unfinished men do not surrender. What treasure did these villains take? You can find spider silk in London, of course. There are troubles there with the sorrow spider infestation, like anywhere in the Neath. But for the real quality, you need to go east to the Connate, or to the fang-bristling fastness of Savior's Rocks. Nice. Pretty sure we can sell that in Port Carnelian for a nice little bit of muns. Oh, that's a shark. I don't want any business with the shark. I also don't really want any business with... Oh, there's 2 of them! Oh, we travel across dangerous waters today, my friends. Okay, we're good. Oh, big fish. Excuse me. Just passing through. Thank you. Behemoth I mean, it's not much of a mustache. I've seen better. Port Carnelian. Complete Phase 2. Your brandish the pilfered Zonar schematics. That's not correct. They set to work immediately. Your ship is docked at the workshop and concealed beneath a set of awnings. Beneath, hammers ring, drills whir, mechanics argue, reconcile, improvise. You mind? From the outside, your ship looks largely unaltered, but inside, new pipes gleam. A satisfying lever stands by the helm, surrounded by an array of mysterious gauges and dials. This extends the shell hull, a weary engineer explains. Don't pull it until you're out at Z, eh? The fierce philanthropist offers you a sherry. We've done well, she says. To your new journeys, my lady, wherever they may lead. If you trade this ship for another, your chief engineer will automatically apply the submarine conversion process to your new vessel. Future captains can obtain a submarine conversion by returning to Port Carnelian. They will not have to repeat the quest. Press T when at Z to transform. Nice. Insinuate an agent into Port Carnelian. The place is thick with spies. Who would notice another? Once your agent is in place, you can tap your network for information, or use it to influence affairs here. Your agent vanishes into the Carnelian crowds. Within the week, they have found lodging, friends, rivals, and victims. We have succeeded. We now have 1x Networks Port Carnelian. I am now the proud owner of a submersible ship. Thank you for noticing. Find out what your spies need. To improve the quality of your network, you'll need something. Find out what. The governor relies on a cadre of docile native tigers to act as intermediaries with their fellows. One of them has a weakness for pot boilers. Romantic literature, This will allow you to choose another mission when you come back, usually but not always a different one. It will cost something awaits you. Okay. Well, we're gonna be going to the cons for romantic literature regardless. So maybe we can just buy an extra and stop by. How's our Terra looking? Terra's at 13. Call it a room above a bookshop. The diplomats of the Khanate were expelled from Port Carnelian following the Galatea incident. Only one remains. Not in any official capacity, you understand. No, I'm retired now, he tells you cheerfully. His crockery as white as the moon and rimmed with gold. Over tea, he comments sympathetically on the governor's difficulties. I feel for the man. I really do. Hi, Salty Boy. And ask probing questions regarding your travels. You manage to squeeze in a few of your own. Oh, the Khan is very fond of sapphires. Blue is his favorite color. Pan for sapphires in the fungal jungle. No thanks, that seems hard. Alright, we have our transform ship button. Gonna wait for that, though. We still have ample opportunities that... Oh, wait. Wait. There was another thing, now that we have a Zub. Oh, thank you, Luzmia, for the follow. Hello. Hope you're having a good time. A dapper gentleman lounges by a shoot of flowers. I'm doing very well. Admiring butterflies with a predatory gleam in his eyes. Would you help him find the quarry of a lifetime? With a satisfied nod towards your ship, the incomparable Aurelian slips the butterfly into a killing jar. He explains as the vibrant orange wings beat against the glass. You've seen beneath the waves, I see. How's my stream going? Well, we basically just started, but I have a list of things to do along the Sunless Sea, and we'll see if I do them, or die. I might just die. We'll see.
You've been beneath the waves, I see. And I trust you've seen tyrant moths as well. Fine creatures, but nothing compared to the regal kin, the most moth. I know where to find it, and with your ship, we can see it hatch.
He gazes down at the butterfly, now still.
Take me down to the Undercrow, and I'll show you something worth preserving forever.
Yes, this is a PNG model, and in fact, this PNG model was brought to you by the lovely OD the Cryptid. OD's my bestie, and also, does pretty much all of the art that you see across my channel. Woo! I love OD. Okay. Actually, it's probably in our best interest to buy a little bit more fuel. Just in case. Oh, right, and coffee beans. We're gonna need a lot of these. Like a lot of these. How about the 2D or 3D model? I don't have any of those, actually. It is what you are currently seeing is what you get. 'Cause I'm poor and can't afford that shit. Okay. Actually, because I'm paranoid, I'm gonna buy a few more supplies. Nah, that should be good. Okay, so now we are heading over to the Fathom King's hold. I honestly don't even know if I'm really ever gonna, like, get a live 2D or a 3D model, just because, like, I like the expressiveness of a flat 2D image. And, like, I don't know, something about the way that live 2D and 3D models behave, like, it displays the same level of expressiveness as you know, a human person would, but I'm not necessarily one of those, am I? I'm not a human person, I'm a cartoon character. Okay, that doesn't look great. Okay. I am not really currently looking for anything in the way of graphic design. Thank you, though. Reminds me of Fire Emblem cutscene. Man, I actually, I have all of the Fire Emblem games, and I've been considering playing them on stream, just because, like, I haven't played a single Fire Emblem game in my life. I have a little spare, but it's twice the usual. Okay, alright. Oh, that doesn't look good. Oh, excuse me. Okay, phew. Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn are said to be the best written. Noted! But yeah, if I would be playing all of them, I would probably be starting with the GBA one. We just call it Fire Emblem. I don't remember what it's actually called. Lorcan's Port, named for that most enterprising of drownies. Phosphor cells burn green. Somewhere below, the king awaits. Like an iceberg, like a bizarre master's scheme, like the Neath itself, most of the hold is invisible. You see only a tiny portion of sculpted coral. The rest awaits below the surface. The Fathom King's bone rooms and aquaria, his pearl snares, and his dining chambers. The Fathom King is the lord of the drownies, those dead who won't stop swimming. By some accounts, he's the lord of all who die at sea. Bring him a story to tickle his curiosity. The porter has the skin of a shark. She has a drowned woman's eyes. It is not permitted to look at her hands. Yes, she rasps. That story is sufficient. She opens the valves of pearl and permits you to pass into the conduit. This is the salt-blown heart of the hold. The Fathom King floats in his throne, a gem-starred bowl of sea stone, the size of a banqueting table. He's wearing a dressing gown of purple brocade, soaked dark with salt water. He leans his chin calmly on his hand. Beneath the surface of the water in his throne, his hidden regions pulse, constantly, insistently. Watch a crocodile-masked visitor make an offering. Ask a boon of the king. Ask a boon of the king. You have brought the king a story gift. You may ask a gift in return. It's impossible to know what you'll receive. Rosy flesh. The blazing blade! That was it. That was it. Rosy flesh, the king intones. One from the water. Take it in good health. He waves a gracious hand while his waters thresh. The audience is over. As you return, crab slaves carry ice boxes filled with sweet, fresh meat. Pink as dawn. 5 supplies. Great. Thank you, Fathom King. Very cool. Oh. Recurring nightmare. The sea is bright as milk. False stars above are black on a pitchy bed. Something is watching you. Its gaze enfolds your boat. You are transparent as glass. We can either flee the nightmare. This will reduce nightmare's strength. If it reaches 0, the nightmare will fade entirely. If you have any restful nights, they'll reduce the difficulty. Or increase nightmare's strength. If it reaches 5, you'll confront the nightmare. This is dangerous, but may win you a secret. The eye wants to learn you. Well, let it. You'll learn the eye in turn. We have a 100% chance of success. Beneath you, the eye grows wider. The water begins to warm, to steam. Remove your garments. It may soon be time to swim. Oh. Forbidden to look. No looking, no stargazing here. Oh, hello. You think you stand any match for me? You fool. There we are. Crippled, broken, already feeding the Zia's endless hunger. Little remains of the ship. but scraps of sinking cargo and a few buoyant parts of its splintered carcass. You will have to be quick to salvage anything. Captain, quick! Over there, port side! The legendary clay woman corsair. Hello. She clings tight to the last few scraps of floating debris, defeated but defiant. Rescue the pirate poet. Throw her a rope. Claim a bounty. It takes 3 crewmen to pull the pirate poet from the Z's clutches, while others mutter about bringing an unfinished man, an unfinished woman, aboard ship. She just smirks. She carries a little on her but the verses of poetry tattooed over every visible inch, and an old sword almost as chipped as she is. Fortunately, her salvaged possessions also include the jangling money purse on her belt, fat and ready to pay the traditional freedom price of her current bounty. As much as the crew could subdue her, all are relieved once she is towards a lifeboat, rowing away through the darkness towards Gator's Morn. We got 400 echoes from that. Fuck yeah! Oh, that's actually great. I was looking at our fuel supplies a little bit nervously. We probably aren't going to be able to have enough fuel for the whole voyage, but with a brief stop through the Khan's heart to resupply for fuel, we should definitely be able to. There are a couple of ports we can stop by over here as well. That's a shark. Not fucking with that. Not fucking with that. Thank you. A particularly tormented shark. I love this game. I love the writing in this game. Okay, let's compile a port report. That's about as much as we're gonna be doing here. It's a jail. Not much to be doing in jails. Oh, that's probably... Oh, wait! That's probably an undersea port. Well, you know what? Oh, I can't dive here. Seek deeper waters. Will do. Oh, probably because the lily pad's there. And down, down we go. Oh! Sonar lets you see beneath the Z. When underwater, it highlights nearby obstacles, discoveries, and creatures with a dim blue glow. Oh, and we have an oxygen meter that steadily depletes. Scrimshander! Hello! Ho ho ho! Look at this! Before you looms the bone tower of Scrimshander, the city of remembrance. Ivory structures jut from the pile, supported by buttressing tusks. As your light plays across them, you can make out inscriptions, names, pictures, and dozens of lost languages. The largest ones carry a warning. All are welcome to enter, but none may depart without leaving something of themselves behind. A drownie floats before the docking gate of a bone cathedral. She wears a cowl and carries a ceremonial key carved from a femur. At your approach, she sings a solemn greeting. Soldier, scholar, servant of art, history welcomes without toll. But be warned, ere you depart, none who enter escape whole. quite enough on the docket already. I think that we can probably safely, skip this one for now. You know what? Yeah, let's make the rest of the journey under Z. Oh, there's a current. Oh. Nice. We can just hang out here for a while. Actually, we can just use this to go faster. Neat. Okay, Khan's shadow is this way. So let's go ahead and transform the ship again. And here we are. This is the domain of the new Khanate, whose ancestors came here long before London fell. Khan's shadow. We'll buy fuel here, can't we? We can! Thank goodness. Okay. Approach the man staring at you. Hello, Maxwell Hastings! Hi! I'd like to live on a boat. I don't get seasick at all. I get more car sick than anything. I have a complicated relationship with the sea because, like, I love the water. I absolutely adore the open ocean and everything. But I actually have thalassophobia. For those of you who don't know what thalassophobia is, it is a fear of deep, dark water. And I have that because I almost drowned once. I was very nearly unalived by the sea, so, and I haven't really shaken that off, but I also love the water, but also the water tried to kill me that one time, but also it's so fucking pretty, but, and so it goes. So, I have a complicated relationship with boats in particular. I really want to go out to sea someday, though. And I am playing Sunless Sea, yes! See, but if it's in the video game, it's fine. If it's in the video game, then the water is fine and cool and good. His gaze is rather intense. What does he want? The severe chemist glares at you over his glasses. Beneath the Z, Captain, there is a city of murderers. Within it, a plant known as Tether. Bring me a jarful, and I will pay you handsomely. I don't know why he's like a southern sheriff. Sure. Go into a city of murderers on account of a weed. Doesn't, you know, people don't come back from deaths at Z. Okay, you'll get him a jarful of Tether, no trouble. He smiles in the manner of a corpse whose skin has just dried out. Excellent. You'll find it in Rack. City of Pleasures. I'll be waiting for you on the Unterzoom, where my studies continue. Okay, wherever that is. Ah, yes. Healing the cheery man. Take honey with a once great poet. He can smell it. His baggy eyes grow suddenly sharp. I love this game. Nothing's forgotten, nothing's gone. I have seen it. There was a wood once, a place with things that were, are. Dream with me. He leads you to his dismal chambers, where the air is sweet and rotten, like fruit left in a bowl. Pages of unfinished poetry litter the furniture. Sit! We will take a spoonful each, you and I will show you the way. Dipping a spoonful into the honey, he shovels a blob of it into his mouth. You too! Quickly! You dreamed. Amber light pushed between the branches of bare white trees. Sand crunched underfoot. No, not sand. It was too white, too mealy. Bones, as brittle as summer bracken, jutted from the earth. The air smelled like a mausoleum. Yes! For context, I played the hell out of Fallen London in particular, but I'm not as familiar with this game. But yes, Prisoner's Honey has very interesting effects in the Neath. It brings on very strange dreams. Fellow FL fan, yup. I played for like years back in the day. This way, quickly! He scampered along a thorny trail, his weariness left in the waking world. As you crossed a dusty stream, a flock of birds waddled from the water. Their necks were as sinuous as swans, but their bodies were as fat and flippered as a penguin. Hail! They clattered their long, narrow beaks at you. These are the edges of the wood, the poet explained. We will keep to them. The things in its heart are older and never learned to fear us. The amber sun never set on your journey, though you grew tired and rested and traveled again. At last, a black cliff rose. At the foot of a cliff was the cave, and before the cave a fire burned. Its flames were white and wan. The poet hurried forward to join the people sat around it. You spoke to a smiling young man. His speech was earthy, and his knuckles scarred. He patted the white log he was sitting on. I've shoveled many a blobs into my body. We had the summer event a week or so ago. Okay, so like, for context, I stopped playing Fallen London like a couple years ago. I just kind of fell off of it. Life happened. So I don't know anything about what's been going on lately over in London. I would love a refresher if you don't mind. His speech was earthy. You traded tales of London. His were from the days before it fell, of markets on the frozen river and odd outlawed street names. Yours are from after. The flutter of bats about the chimneys, the flickering glow of the bazaar sigils, the schemes of the masters. Afterward he strokes his beginnings of a beard.
Times change, eh? There's no going back, of course. But there's sometimes new beginnings.
He gives you a smile of crooked teeth. You spoke to a promising poet. He and your guide were talking in low, fierce voices. You felt like an intruder. The promising poet shook your hand and inquired politely about your affairs. Soon, though, he fell back into conversation with his once great companion, and you were forgotten. You left them involved in lofty arguments about meter. For summer, the election... Oh yeah, I remember hearing that the election was done away with. I don't know what they replaced it with, though. You spoke to a love-struck princess. Her dress was of archaic, conic design. She wore a leather strap around her waist, like a falconer. Her eyes were fixed wistfully on the fire. She would not tell you her name, or where she came from, or why she was there. Those aren't the answers you want, she snapped. You won't want this one either, but I'm giving it to you. What's done is done. Make do. You spoke to a distracted composer. Occasionally, he would sing snatches of lyric in a resonant baritone, something about candles and bells.
I must ask you to forgive me, he said, brusquely. I am almost finished with the aria. In the meantime, I make poor company and get little sleep, but every dream has its price, doesn't it?
You left him to his work. You asked them to restore the cheery man. They must have known a way to renew him. Enter the cave, said the smiling young man. Find the pool, said the distracted composer. Drink, said the love-struck princess. Aria moment. The first new summer event nearly sunk London again? The second broke time and merged some of the second city with the fifth? Horticultural exhibition? My goodness. Alright, this is like big stuff. You did as they bid. The cave was black as a vicar's cassock. The pool, when you stumbled into it, was cold as old teeth. Cupping your hands, you drank. The water was bitter, washing away the sweetness of the honey. You wake with a start in the once great poet's chambers. Your mouth is full. Snatching an empty wine bottle from beside the chair, you spit a measure of silvery liquid into it. The cherry man's medicine. Back to London. All right. Compile a port report real quick. But we did get a horticultural exhibition. We got the starved men waging a war on London, and more starved men nearly killing all of London by blowing a hole into the roof. Oh my god! Okay, so our terror is starting to get up there, and so I think we're gonna pop over to Khan's shadow, or Khan's heart, rather. Handle some business there, and then, head back to London. We can handle our journey to the north after we're done. So another casual summer in London. Yeah, it sounds like it. Alright, to Khan's glory. Offer a gift to the leopard. Royal clan of the Khan. The Khan himself has a notorious weakness for coffee, and his court follows suit. You meet with an effusive official in a room of blue glass and pierced porcelain. You supply the customary compliments and courtesies, while he nods complacently. Finally, you present a sample of the coffee. The official comes suddenly awake, inhales the scent of the coffee, glances regretfully at the porcelain screen behind him. A watcher? He bows to you 3 times, and sends you on your way. And now we just do that again, and again, and again. And now, we can petition for access to the Nephrite Quarter. This grants access to the Nephrite Quarter in Khan's heart to the south, allowing you to sell your goods there. Outside of that, as permanent context, the railway! I stopped playing, like, before the railway stuff even started. The Z content was expanded, and we got a very cool story called Ooh, I might need to get back into it, maybe. Okay. This gives access. The clan of the leopard grants trade licenses to foreigners. The effusive official is today attended by 3 servants and a blue priest, each carrying a candle of a different color. He speaks a formula in Khanian, in Greek, and in one of the languages of the Elder Continent. You are anointed with oils and presented with a pair of sharkskin gloves. The blue priest admits to you a slightly less debased echelon of foreignness, and blesses you in the name of the deep blue heaven. After that, you start filling in forms. Alright, so now we can take a brisk stop to the Khan's heart and do some trading. Over at the Nephrite Quarter. Since you missed some of the events since, the old one-off summer and Fruits of the Z content are available in a weekly rotation. Well, that's cool. I like that. All right. There's someone in the shadows, trying to draw your attention with equal parts discretion and desperation. The impolite investigator shakes your hand with extreme vigor. Good day, my lady. When do we leave port? Can your ship outrun the Khan's best? Not that you'll have to, but it'd be comforting to know that you could. Oh, the ambitions are finished. Fuck yeah. Take his hint. He needs to escape and you can get him away. Ignore his hint. His incessant questions are irritating. You don't want him aboard. I'm gonna leave that be for now. That sounds like getting into some trouble. Enter the Nephrite Quarter. You have the token that permits you to enter the Nephrite Quarter and buy directly from Khanate merchants. Visit the shop staff. Alright. Can buy... Alright, we need 5 Foxfire candles. And how many romantic literature did the guy need? One moment. Seven. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we can buy a few more supplies, just to be sure. And let's go ahead and wander Khan's Heart. Foreigners are restricted to the Copper Quarter, but as long as you don't try to cross the bridges, you can explore in reasonable safety. As you pass an elegant house, lights blaze and shouts echo. Someone has caused a commotion. And here, you imagine, is that someone, slipping over the garden wall. He loses his grip and falls. A muffled cry, and he's sitting on the ground, nursing his ankle. Anything else? At the anniversary for Exceptional Friendship, Mask of the Roses got a music video. Few new reputable cycles are in the game. Nice! It really does sound like I need to get back into Fallen London. Assist him. You see him start when he takes in your foreign dress, but he's eager for any assistance. You hobble away together to a safe distance. Thank you, he gasps. Here, your share. He extracts a garnet-eyed wolf figurine from his clinking leather satchel and hobbles away into the night. Can't sell that here, can I? Nope. Okay. So I think we head up to Nuncio, and then the Chapel of Lights, and then possibly stop by the Avid Horizon, and then go back to London. Our terror is at 35, which is manageable, but not quite ideal. And I suspect that by the time we make it all the way back to London, it will probably be rather higher. Hello, sir. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. You know what? Nah, we're gonna make for Nuncio. No idea far back to go, seeing as Seeking is now finishable. Oh yeah, I actually did that. I did go back to Fallen London semi-recently, and I went north. PvP chess games and duels are removed, event stuff has happened. Huh. Ooh, Easter event. Cool. Alright, do some more shift work at the dead letter office. Descend into the basement with flame. Properly equipped, candles for the way, and a flare for the bottom. The descent is long and slow. You count the turns at first, but the time comes where you can't see the square of light from the door above, and can't mark how far you have come around the spiral. You exhaust one candle after another. At the end, you come into a place where the ramp opens onto a bowl-shaped floor. The cavern must be hundreds of feet wide here. You light your flare, but even that does not show the cavern walls. The floor is carpeted with, at first you think it is gravel, but no. It is broken shards of clay and stone, all scribbled over in words too old to read. Let me take a sip of water real quick. At the center of this space is a needle of deep black rock, glossy as resin, glittering with ice, inscribed with 3 arcane sigils that hurt to look at. Thank you, Maxwell, for the follow. You feel a meaning in their presence, a prohibition or a commandment. That all things must come to their destined place, that what cannot be delivered immediately must be saved against a future date. That a message that goes unheard is a tragedy. That the signal must be carried no matter how far, no matter through what darkness, no matter whether the sender still lives, nor whether the recipient can even read the language of the writing. The inscription resolves itself and is known to you. No word lost. You have gained a searing enigma. And gained 5 terror. Yeah, we definitely need to head back to London now. There's no way out then up. The dead letter office is still here. Its machine still working. Its basket still filling with missed invitations and misplaced wills. Shouldn't it have been blasted away? Destroyed by the force of what lies beneath? Tell the poster rat what you saw below. You start to explain, but your language doesn't have the right words to express it. The weight of the delivery commandment, the sacred necessity for every word to reach its destination, and the countless individual miscarriages of meaning from one entity to another, which have occurred throughout history and are still occurring to the detriment of the whole universe. He holds up a paw. Not going to understand it no matter how much you explain, he says. And I'm glad. As if I did understand, I'd likely run mad, working here, where and as I do. After a moment, he adds, likely you'll forget. At least forget some of it. After all, you never wore the uniform. Then he points out where your hair has singed at the temples, and gives you an ointment he keeps in a drawer. End your shift. Assemble a port report. Go to the postman's tavern. Honor the postman in light of what you now know. All have tried, or judge the postman in light of what you now know. All have failed. Some smile, and some laugh, and some tell filthy tales, but at rest, they all return to the same expression, downturned and bitter. It comes from being insufficient and knowing that they are insufficient and knowing that they will always be insufficient. They were called to a great task, and they could not perform it. Let us be off. So, context for you viewers who may not be familiar with Fallen London. Maxwell mentioned a correspondent earlier, and, well, there's a reason for that. So, oh, shit, fuck, oh, hello. I do not want any business with you, sir. Actually, never mind, I do! Oh, no, I don't. Oh, you're friendly. Okay. Oh, no, you're not. What? Why was I not allowed to shoot you? She's a vile old vessel and these seas aren't safe. Okay. A firkin of honey. Neat. Anyway, the matter of the correspondence. So, the deal is that in the universe of Fallen London, the stars are old things, old living things that have power over all that they shine upon. And that power is often manifested through the language of the stars, of the judgments, as they are also sometimes called. This language being the correspondence. It's a language that essentially has a sort of reality warping power that shapes whatever it is inscribed upon. So essentially, the reason why all the people of Nuncio are so obsessed with postage and ensuring that all things go towards where they must is because deep within the bowels of the island, there lies an inscription in the language of stars that instructs them that they must. For now, though, we find ourselves back at the Chapel of Lights. Yes, Fallen London is such great. I love stars are actually eldritch gods as lore. I love that. Oh, give a nightmare to the well. The well drinks color, the smiling priest whispers. The well drinks dreams, and the well is always thirsty. This will reduce your nightmare strength, but also scar you permanently, and increase your wounds by 1. Alright, because we have the cannibal taint. Down, down, down. This is for the drowned man, they say. He was eaten. You will only be wounded. Down. The well water is freezing. There are knives in the walls. You tread water and stay away from the knives, but when they haul you up, you crash again and again against the walls. At the top, they bandage your wounds as you cry out. Shh. The smiling priest whispers, shh. This is only a taste, but well-born, well-born. We have lost our menaces. We have 1 wound, and we have gained a weeping scar. Blood oozes slowly from the flesh around it, and is drawn into the scar. Wait, the well drinks color. Gant, which remains when all other colors are eaten. That might be one of the things that we can show to the curator, dude. It's also a counterpart to the correspondence? This is new. The silence, the lack of, the void between the stars. If the correspondence is the fiery word of the stars, this is the cold language of the void. That is so interesting. Oh, your dreams have passed. That's good. That's good. Okay, so now we head off to London once again. What the fuck is... That's a Lifeberg. I am not having any of that. No, sir. Oh, wait, right. We needed actually another romantic literature for our spy down in Port Carnelian. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. And maybe get some more supplies while we're down there. We're running a little bit low. Ah, shit. Here's the trick with ships. You gotta get behind them. Investigate the wreckage. Oh, the pirate poet again. The pirate poet hauls herself up the rope, nodding her gratitude to the crew. Another battle well fought, Captain. She grunts. Few are in her second verse. Along with her freedom prize, she presents a gift. A cask of wine saved from the sinking vessel by her own mighty arms. They say it is a fine vintage. My men were saving it to toast our victory against you. Perhaps you would join me in a drink to them. Interesting. Okay, we are heading back down to the Khan's Heart. I think the Discordance is mentioned in Sunless Skies, but there's a place in the Rails. Okay. I will look into that then. Yes, if we head back over to Khan's Heart, restock a little bit, we'll be able to reach London in no time at all. Is that another rat barge? There's no music. Oh, there it is. Well, once was a ship that put to sea, and the name of the ship was the Billy at Sea. With wings dipped down her bow flew high, blow me bully boys blow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She had not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her a right whale bore. The captain told all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Okay. That song has more verses, but I don't remember what the verses are. Shops. Oh, right, we actually need to enter the Nephrite Quarter. Okay, so... another romantic literature. We can sell that cask of mushroom wine. Sure. There we are. You know what? Let's see about making the rest of the journey under Z. The sonar has picked up an underwater settlement somewhere to the north. It is some distance to the north. We're not going that way, unfortunately. Oh, I love this. What is that? Doesn't look the friendliest. The observation dome is silent. Your navigator's breath is loud in the stillness. Oh! Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's not good at all. Ow. Are you... Huh. I guess you aren't hostile. Good. An underwater settlement some distance to the northwest. Oh! Pitnoi? Pitnoi? Pete, I... Thank you for the follow! Ooh. This... Oh. Oh, it's a rack. This is the place with the weeds. Ow. The wreckers surround your docked submarine. They greet you with crooked blades and rusted blunderbusses. Easy, trespasser. You want in? You prove you belong here. Tell of your exploits. Impress them with tales of your daring. Or at least make yourself the hero of a violent story you overheard. Your words are like hooks in their ears. The violence drags them where you will. By the end, they've sheepishly lowered their weapons before raising them again in great cheer, sounding like the thundering of cannon fire. Damn fine, trespasser! Welcome to Wreck! Ships lured by false promises and lights litter the Z floor. Their broken hulls make for a city for the wreckers. The citizens are in constant motion, working to survive and appease the fair king, who sits deep within the city on his wheeled throne. Buy an audience with the fair king, go wrecking, eavesdrop on the wreckers. Okay, so we need to come back with some scintillate to buy an audience. Taste the tether. Provide for a disgraced tether priest so he may provide for you. There is a gluttonous priest the wreckers avoid, who lost his ability to experience tether after carelessly letting it touch his hand. Now he goes to debasing lengths to experience another vision. The wreckers know their duties. The poets write enticing lies. Talkers travel to other ports to spread them. Miners construct the devices which will sink the lured ships, and salvagers strip them bare. Those celebrated of the wreckers wear no special costume, but are easily identified. They mumble poems in Arabic to themselves. They whistle lively tunes in new scales. They wear heavy gloves and carry silver clippers, with which to cultivate tether. You know, let's talk to this guy. We got this prisoner's honey from earlier. It is not difficult to find a private cabin. The wreckers avoid him entirely. When you present him the honey, he snatches it from your hands and slurps it down. He crumbles onto the floor, eyes glazing, his voracious bites turning into stupid nibbles. A jar full of tether rolls out of his robe pocket right before he vanishes bodily. All right, we have our tether for the man. Back to London we go. Let's go along a current, make this quicker. Oh, that's the current moves the opposite way. Got it. We're actually against current right now. That's not good. Oh, we have just enough supplies. The fact that the fucking Zonar is a heartbeat is just... You are not welcome here. What? I'm leaving. Goodbye. We're almost to London anyway. And we are now back in London. Not at all ominous. Of course not. Of course not. Why would it be? Why would? Of course not.
A pleasure, my captain, a pleasure. Have you acquired a cure for my employer's unjust and mournful condition?
Give him the restorative. It glistens in the bottle, the color of snail trails.
A journey, a visitation, a cave. How impressively Orphic. I shall take this to my employer forthwith. I will not deceive you. I mean to take the bulk of this credit, as it was predominantly an endeavor of my own invention. But I am not ungrateful. Here is a sum of monies. Here are necessities for your next excursion. Here are some peculiar fruit, which I do not otherwise know what to do with.
2 days later, rumors race around London. The cheery man is dead. Choked on his dinner, they say. It's a surprise, then, when you receive an invitation to drink with the cheery man at Medusa's Head. Collect messages from the harbor master. Okay. Tonight, you will drink the Medusa's Head's best stock with the proprietor himself, the cheery man. It's not the cheery man you were expecting. He's young and smiling. You were expecting my father, I bet. Well, it's true. He's dead. but he left it all to me. Drink. The cheery man had a son? Illegitimate, he says, pouring you a gin. Came as a surprise to me, too. A few months ago, he sought me out, started teaching me. Said he wouldn't be around forever. He said the crown was heavy, and the throne hurt his ass. Anyway, turns out I have a natural inclination to the family business. And I'm not sure what got me here, but I think you had a part in it. He strides around the bar and hands you your gin. Here's to new beginnings. The new cheery man gives you a smile of crooked teeth and downs his drink. Discuss his legitimate business. Who are his partners and rivals? The widow. Gracious widow? Don't make me laugh. Gracious is a shock. Reckon she used to be a princess. She thinks she's a big noise and spite. The Topsy King? He runs the flit, if you can call it running. Mad as paint. Fiducci, who's supposed to be a tomb colonist, but I don't know. Wants the ring fights. December from the Calendar Council. Yeah, he's a wrong one. And me. You don't want to get on the wrong side of me. Ask his advice on smuggling. It would be a crime not to pick his brain. For educational purposes only, of course. I found a way to bring in sunlight. The trick's in the boxes. Paid off Mr. Fires. But it's a long way down and sunlight doesn't last. So I thought, why not cut it with moonlight? Not to tell the difference down here. Has some funny effects, of course, but I'm looking into that. Could be useful in its own right. Call it a night. It's getting late. Early. Whatever. He bids you good night, and he gives you a gift with his compliments. 3 casks of mushroom wine and 10 terror. Nice. Okay, the alarming right, we have an outlandish artifact. Although, I think we keep keep that for now, because if we get 7 of those, we can make them into a library, I think. What happens to be on Roser's Wharf? There's specimen. Okay, okay. Right. Something romantic and smuggled. They publish this stuff in the Khanate to the east. It may be difficult. 1,000 echoes for the 7. Beyond the gate there will be many appetites. I cannot be sure how much use these will be, but I can hope. Now, something else. 7 zoop, or 7 muter salt. They harvest it in Wither to the north along the coast, or in Mount Palmerston, somewhere to the north of the Untersee. Okay, let's... a moment. The shops. I'm gonna sell this solace fruit. I'm not using that. Buy some fuel. Buy some supplies. Buy some more fuel. Buy some more supplies. Very good, very good. What else is in our hold? We have the spider silk. Romantic literature, cask of mushroom wine. The mushroom wine. Can we sell the mushroom wine? Yeah, sure. Need all the money we can get. Gonna save that spider. Oh, no, wait. Maybe we can just sell the spider silk. Okay, we've got a nice chunk of echoes now. Okay, they sell it in Mount Palmerston somewhere in the north, and then Wither... Okay, okay. So, let's make our journey to the north, then. Yeah. Okay, okay, so that's the Untershroom. So that's where the man is that wanted the tether. Wither is up here, Mount Palmerston is up here as well. And then there's Irem over here. Let's go for it. Oh, wait. Wait. I need to do something about that terror. It is getting much too high for my liking. Your lodgings, read the morning papers, rest in your elegant townhouse, lost 15 terror. We've also lost our wounds, that's good. Rest again. A little terror never hurt anyone. I actually disagree. A little terror definitely hurt people. A Z-side mansion for 10,000 echoes. Okay. Anything else I can do in my study here? Ah, yes, right, okay, so... if my suspicions are true, and we... You know what, let me... let's descend once again. We're gonna head up to Venderbite for the curator, but let's make the journey under the Z. Low barn. Oh, this is the place you could see from the surface. A sunken church with docking ports. Sediment has built up against the lower walls, and long ago choked neglected crypts and crooked tombstones. The interior is sealed, yet the deep pearls of the tower's bell can be felt, even through a submarine hull. Explore the church, trade stories with the congregation, witness a contest of stories. What goes on here? What brings its congregation together? There is no pulpit. The organ has bent, broken pipes. But Low Barnet is still a house of worship. The concept of a ship that can just transform in a sub like that is so fun. Yeah! Groups of sailors gather in the aisles. The choir benches are clean and face a makeshift stage. Lantern-eyed fish pass behind colorful windows of stained glass. The door to the bell tower is guarded by 2 burly vergers. The tridents are a nice touch. Witness a contest of stories. The congregation is gathered before the altar. A sermon? But there seem to be 2 preachers. A competition is in progress. A voluble visitor tells of the Sideways Regiment, a plunderous legion of trained crabs. First, they present a mighty collective shell. Then comes the onslaught of 1,000 nippers. Hello, Albarzo. Hi. Welcome aboard. Why, I only escaped thanks to a timely cloud of ink from my squid, which I befriended for precisely such an occasion. The unlikely story wins the acclaim of the congregation. Whilst her rival slumps, disappointed, the visitor waves her top hat and proceeds to the bell tower. Its doors close behind her. Ask about the competition. You approach an apprehensive seaman who is staring into the distance, perhaps imagining marching ranks of crustaceans. You ask what happened here. The competition? The story wins. Gavin says it's all in the delivery, but you need a fine yarn to spin, too. When you inquire about the winner's reward, his gaze turns wistfully. If they're lucky, they get taken up. Wish I had a story to tell. Follow her into the bell tower. What's in there? Wild riches or just a good buffet? Only winners allowed. Okay. A few souls linger, gazing at the closed doors of the bell tower. You have just turned away when you hear the sonorous bong of the bell within. Its peals repeat every few seconds, before becoming abruptly muffled, then finally silent. An excited murmur runs through the congregation. Although you keep an eye on the bell tower door, the winner does not yet emerge. Trade stories with the congregation. Your appearance and bearing attract attention. They are eager for new tales. Ah, so I can give them port reports. Oh, speak of rack. If nothing else, you could warn them not to visit. Oh, at Low Barnet, everyday animosities are set aside in the pursuit of a fine tale. Kongian traders mingle with Royal Navy deserters, rum-addled pirates and rubbery men. There's an air of anticipation, and a tolerance for embellishment. Your stories we'll keep for another time. That port report is actually something I should be turning into the Admiral, so I'm actually gonna go and back and do that. I love this though. I love that there is a fucking underwater church where there's regular story battles. I love this game. Churches would be so much better if there were story battles. True! Okay, we're going to into the Admiral. Nuncio. The Canal, Port Carnelian, the Fathom King's Hold, On's Shadow, Wisdom, Quaker's Haven, Low Barnet. Oh yes, the congregation that worships stories. What did they tell you? And Rack. Alright. Now we have much, much more fuel. Okay, we are prepped for a long journey. I don't think there's any more business that needs attending to. So let's be off. Oh, so the currents refresh every time there is Oh? An abyss. A chasm gapes below your submarine, descending into unknown fathoms. I didn't read the papers. Oh, I didn't. Oh, right. I should probably do that. Your helmsman gives you a questioning look. You say nothing. You are unaccustomed to repeating yourself. With a trembling hand, she steers your vessel down. You sink into the abyss like a coffin into a grave. Stony walls rise about you. Your vessel's light picks out beds of undulating anemones. The walls of the chasm are as abundant as a garden. Rippling lawns of Posidonia. Copses, not corpses, copses of shadowed kelp, garlands of coral pulsating with tubular sponges, and here, a vine bearing melon-sized nodules, the color and shape of pomegranates. Yeah, right, it's just that I had just been to London because I just forgot to submit my port reports. And actually, I didn't have something, well... Yeah, no, I don't think I was able to read the morning papers because I already read the morning papers. That was actually, I had just been, yeah. This right will increase your iron by 20, but decrease your mirrors by 10. Succeed or fail, you will gain the right. Oh. Oh, okay. Succeed or fail, you, no, I'm good. Okay, so, our destination is Venderbite and then Wither. Are there any undersea ports? There is one, actually. There's one over here. Take a brief detour and investigate that. It should be right here, at least. Huh. Ah, well. Have I fought that special No, I've been largely avoiding fights up until now. Up until pretty recently. And I don't know which special someone you're referring to. Fights can be, yeah, I only, for reference, I have this frigate, but I only recently got this frigate. As in, this is the first stream with which I had the frigate. So yeah, I'm very used to just running away from things. Okay, Venderbite is here, so let's go ahead and head up and see if my theory is correct about this Weeping Scar. Eh? Oh. Where is... Ah, yes. Oh, yes! Show it your Weeping Scar. Oh, I have been to Pig Mode Island. I picked rats.
Disappointing.
It wheezes.
I imagined Candace hungry gray. More beige. But promised.
I now have a lamentable relic. Rats. Rats. We're the rats. Okay. We now have this thing. Okay, now let's head up to Wither for some of this mutter salts? Muter salts? I don't know. Rats represent. I love rats. Rats are some of my favorite animals ever. Oh. Hello. How you doing? Just passing through. Don't mind me. Man, one of these days, I want to, like, write a Z-faring song. Surely, like, someone's probably... Oh, hello, there's another one. Surely someone's already written something like that. But I really, really want to. Cute pet rats or survive... Both. Both are good. Okay. Gather intelligence. Shops. Oh, they cost Z stories. Huh. And you can buy supplies for Tales of Terror. Interesting. Okay, I don't got quite enough for those. But that's noted. Okay, Mount Palmerston had Zoop. So, let's maybe investigate Mount Palmerston and see if we can get some Zoop. Hello, Lifebird. I do not wish to be bothered today. No, please, 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 please. Yes, yes, I love that. No, 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 no. Okay, cool, thanks, bye! Ah, Frostbound again. Just gonna behold it for a bit. One of these days, I am going to ascend to the utmost heights of this place, but not now. Not yet. Any shops here? No. Read a port report. Take tea with squatters at the dock. And we're not entering Frostbound. Not today. Not with this character, probably. Maybe, though. We'll see. Like, well, you know what? Okay, get rid of this. Oh, another one. Okay, it is passing that way. I think I would like this game. I think you would like this game too. It's really fun. It is some of the most immersive writing I've, like, ever seen. We enter Stormbones. Saint Eligius sends his fire to dance in the air on deck. Very far away, we see the great light of the Ragged Crow. Zebat, do you see Mount Palmerston? Oh, the Ragged Crow is some distance to the southeast. Well, that's nice too. Oh, there's the Ragged Crow. Clearly, Mount Palmerston must be further to the northeast. Am I going for any greater goals right now? The idea is I'm gonna be going to Mount, stopping by the Avid Horizon and Chapel of Lights for some port reports, going to Mount Palmerston for some Zoop for the Venturer, and then heading to Irem to deal with the Lockbox. And then I'm going to see if I can explore a little bit more of the easternmost edge of the Z, and then head all the way back to London, maybe taking care of some business at the Hunter's Room or Port Carnelian on the way. I also just got finished with the Nuncio quest line. I just got a commercial license for Khan's Heart. Dealt with the Cheery Man thanks to some help at Khan's Shadow. Today has been a very productive stream. Oh shit, that's a life bird. Leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. Okay, let's sail through the ice here. Can I make that? I'm pretty sure I can make that. Yeah, okay. Ah, yes, you see those sigils there? That's the correspondence that I was talking about before. Let's stop by. Compile a port report, probably. Two vast, winged shapes guard a gate of something like resin. Smooth, but uneven. It is deep Gant, the color that remains when all other colors have been eaten. Ice crusts over the crack between its valves. Approach, and your breath freezes, falls tinkling in shards from the air. It would be utterly foolish to touch the thing. A merciless wind blows from everywhere to everywhere. It passes without effort through your bridge coat, your flesh, your lungs. The dock lies empty. Gather intelligence. Oh? You heard a story. The ice by the gate's edge. There was a whisper about a hunting quest. And a final revenge. Unlocked with 77 fragments. Yes. Yes, this is what the rumors meant. A hunter frozen in the ice, hands contorted to claws, mouth agape. With her left hand, she had plucked her own eye from the socket. There is someone knocking at my door. Hello, we're back. That was actually just some neighbors, doing some construction. So, yeah.
If the stories are true, there's a dark virtue in that eye. Take it, then. But perhaps you should put it in a jar. Eat the flesh of the deep lurkers, and your eyes will change.
Fascinating. So we have that now. Okay. Sure did. Moving swiftly along, let us continue along the north in search of Mount Palmerston. Surely it's somewhere around here. Palmerston's Reach. There is brimstone on the wind. Zebat, what do you see? Going to BRB, have a job interview at the top of the hour. Ooh, good luck. Ah, there it is. Yeah, sorry for the noise that's gonna be going for a while. It's the demons, they're trying to get in. But I will not let them, I must not. Okay. Brimstone. Always brimstone. Sullen lights glow green at the jetty's edge. Behind the port buildings, the island is knee-deep in ash. There are ruins here and there of houses destroyed by fire. Far above, the mountain's top flickers red, just for an instant. A middle-aged woman in a veiled hat is staring at you, waiting for you to notice and listen to her. She begins commandingly, as though you had met in a salon in London, as though there were no burning mountain at her back, and as though you were socially just a little her inferior. "Thank goodness someone who might help me," she says. "I have been searching everywhere. My brother is troubled, you see, troubled by some past difficulties. I came to Mount Palmerston because I heard they probably had his soul." She drops her voice to a whisper on the last words. "But it isn't here. And now there's something else I must try. And you have a submarine." The woman is no longer exactly useful, but she speaks passionately from under her veil. Perhaps she has studied heroines on the stage. "I need help to be reconciled with my dear brother. He used to work for the Admiralty. Something happened to distress him there. When I asked him about it, he said that I had enough to worry about with my own concerns. My husband was ill at the time. But I could help him, if he would only permit me to know his troubles. For, you know," she puts a hand on her heart, "bearing one another's burdens is what makes us truly good." She tells you that you'll need to go to Aigul, the city of regrets, find her brother's regret, and return it to her. She will pay. Gladly. Okay, chat to the port folk about the Brimstone Convention. There was a revolution in Hell, and the aristocracy of devils fled there. Here, they plot an exile. They don't do us any harm. They stay up there, and we all stay down here. If Hell's fighting itself, that's good for us all, isn't it? Okay, we can buy Zoop. Ah, Zoop's expensive. How much Zoop did he need? He needed 7 Zoop, didn't he? He needed 7 Zoop. 1,000 echoes. That's a tidy profit. There we go. Ambiguous Eolith. Fuel is cheap here! Buying the shit out of that while I'm here. And a couple more supplies for good measure. I mean, it is a volcano, so I guess it makes sense the fuel is cheap. Okay. Alright, IRM should be close at hand. Oh. Strange puffs of warmth from the air behind the ice. This is the pillared sea where Irem will lie. Lies. Has always lain. Here it is. Oh. Oh, the fucking snake statue. So fucking cool. None have ever spoken truthfully of this place. Irem, the pillared city. She will rise from the sea and the ice like dawn. She will be garlanded with red and decked with gold. The seven serpent will watch you longingly from its high pedestal. You will always arrive as a stranger, but when you leave, some part of you will always remain. Compile a report. You will record what you will have seen. When you will sit down to write the report, you will recall that it was written already. Who wrote it? The report records that. It was already written when it was found. Who found it? The report describes another report, which will indicate the name of the finder. Where is the other report? There is a footnote that describes when you will record its location. When will that be? When all is well, and all manner of thing is well. Sacrifice a lamentable relic for 2 moves in the great game. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I don't know what a lamentable relic is. Ooh. A phantasmal encounter. What? A study of a clearing amid trees that do not grow in the neath of a Z-captain smashing the image of a painted serpent. The Z-captain's crew look on calmly. A forked tongue is visible in one's open mouth. The painting is tinted everywhere with Virik, the greenish color of shallow sleep which cannot be seen on the surface of the world. You are the Z-captain in the painting. You are also the painter. You can sell that for 2 secrets. Buy a lamentable... Buy a judgment's egg. Buy a bale of parabola linen. See, how many secrets do we have at this point? We have 9? Jesus. Although we are gonna need a lot of those for the ambition. Threshold. None sail east from Irem. This shop is for those who sail east from Irem. You can buy strange catches here, okay? Wind come calling, tales and tales and tales. Dread surmise. The awful daring of a moment's supposition which an age of ignorance can never deny. You can buy visions of the surface, buy Z-stories, searing enigmas, extraordinary implications, and buy secrets. Okay, okay. Interesting. Lots of interesting stuff. Aren't lamentable relics used for one of the things? For one of the anatomical cabinet, that was it. Okay, so we can just buy lamentable relics and use them to make the anatomical cabinet later. Good to know. Alright, we head south from Irem. Hello, Z-Bat. What do you see? No islands. Okay. Oh, wait! Wait. Hold on. I literally... Fucking... We approach the Empire of Hands. Let us clasp our souls tight, lest the Pentecost apes take them from us. I fucking forgot the entire reason we went to Irem! Ah! Okay, we're moving along. I am so good at this. I am so good at this. Okay, the box makers. A heavy-lidded fellow in a satin smock will smile at you. One of ours, he will say. We made it to order for a Z captain to guard her legacy. She might tell you the phrase. We do not. You will either give them the box, or you will ask where to find the captain. Are you sure you want to know? The heavy-lidded fellow will ask. Perhaps she doesn't want to tell you the key phrase, no matter how much you offer. Perhaps she wants her box back. Which is the cat's chiefest claw? What cage imprisons nothing? The fellow will say. Where do petals begin? Where do stories end? He beams at you. Actually, for an Iremi riddle, that's almost helpful. The Iremi appears to be suggesting you look to the Isle of Cats, somewhere in the south. Okay. Now we head off. Now that we're actually fucking... Ugh. I'm embarrassed. The Pentecost apes. I know that this was something that was... Oh! Look at all the foliage! What the fuck is that? Oh, that's a fluke. Oh no, I am not going that way. In the name and by the power of her enduring majesty, a trade embargo and quarantine is in absolute perpetuity. Has been hereby declared on the Empire of Hands. No ship of London is to permit aboard a Pentecost ape without express and prior permission of the Admiralty. 2. Any and all access spearfage are prohibited. 3. They know what they did. Beware of stowaways. Keep a tight grip on your soul. Excerpt from the Standard Naval Regulations, Volume 4. With the regulations in mind, it is a surprise to be greeted by a mere itchy monkey in a tattered yellow robe, barely walking with the help of a ceremonial staff. Hello! Cries the mayor, in the broken voice of one not yet used to human speech. Come, make selves at home. All souls welcome in bountiful Empire of Hands. The crew shifts uncomfortably. They know the stories. It will take more than the natural beauty of this place to make most of them risk shore leave here. Port stand, a weak call for help, and an emaciated man is slumped against a wall of the docks, sitting on a huge crate. He waves weakly at you. Oh, thank God, the dogged apprentice gasps. I don't know how long I've been here. It's been days, weeks since I ran out of money. I've got to get back to Rosegate beneath the waves. His crate rumbles beneath him. Please, help me. And if you had anything I could eat... You'll help him get to Rosegate, but that's it. Or you'll help him get to Rosegate and you'll feed him, too. I could spare a little sustenance.
Thank you! Thank you!
The dogged apprentice springs up to embrace you, but collapses onto the dock. After seeing him to a bunk, you check and double-check that your crew has securely stowed away his rumbling crate. An audience with the flea-ridden mayor. Huh. The Zeppelin. 2 monkey guards wielding rifles and rusty bayonets block the bridge. This is not for your eyes, outsider. Avert them. Walk away. Walk faster. Good human. An audience with the flea-ridden mayor. He is not busy. No appointments are required. The flea-ridden mayor scratches himself on a chair made of crates, surrounded by boxes of long, rotten trade goods. As a 5-souled ape, he would be able to petition for a membership of the court. For now, the trade embargo has left him trapped on the outside, a 3-souled overseer with no talent for order. Sell your soul to the mayor for 200 echoes. He doesn't have much to offer, but if you aren't using it, acquire fresh supplies. Oddly little of the Empire of Hand's natural bounty is edible. The monkeys will help you find the edible stuff for a fee. Acquire emergency fuel. Excuse yourself. Let's get another thing of supplies. Okay. A scouting trip. Okay. The Sovereign Island. A wooden palace stretches across the whole island, passage to it lit by a field of tiny glim buoys. Many boats circle the island, all keeping their distance. The one that gets closest is an extended rowboat painted in yellows, whites, and reds. 4 servant monkeys strain at the oars, while its true passenger sits in comfort behind a gauze curtain. Just for a moment an eye catches yours, but only for a moment. It would not do for a high-souled ape to see something so beneath its notice. Can gain access to court with a gift for the Monkey Emperor. Today, the sprawling palace is called the Wild Wheeled Court. Tomorrow, who knows? The world of the Pentecost Apes is one of cruel whimsy, where stolen traditions last only as long as their amusement. Okay. The Ash Isthmus. Neither man nor ape claims this volcanic remnant between any islands. Haunted, they say. Ridiculous. The trip offers a little time to think on the Penties. Technically, they are monkeys rather than apes, but it is not tactful to remind them of this. I'm done with dinner and will now play some games myself. Fuck yeah! Hope you enjoy yourself. Oh, sorry. To their high-souled faces, the accepted name is Pentecost Apes. In private, though, the bloody monkeys is about as common. It is, as one might say, an ad hominoid insult. Can enter the forest or return to the boat. Black beaches give way to an oasis of gently glowing trees and the scent of rotting flowers. Bye-bye. Thank you for your best wishes, and I hope you have fun gaming. Parasynthetic vegetation thrives in the Empire of Hand's fertile soil and cool humidity. Wide natural paths run between clumps of trees, softly lit by a dim green glow, and the occasional glimmer of false stars through the canopy. Only the cracking of leaves and the soothing sounds of water break the serenity of this volcano-forged paradise. Hunt for supplies, relax in a hot spring, then we can return to the boat. For now. Thank you. Fountainhead Island. Ancient secrets peek out of the trees. Any may visit, but few Penties ever bother to make the pilgrimage. The Empire of Hands is hardly as old as they pretend, but mimicry and theft infuses their whole culture. If the Penties have come to think that their rulers would be buried in ancient temples, then it is ancient temples they will build. It would hardly be the first time their attempts to mirror humanity have entirely missed the point. A treasure hunt? In a clearing of parasynthetic trees looms an imposing structure of wood and stone. It stretches through the forest in a mix of stone and wood, its style at the mercy of the Pentecost Ape's current whimsies and inspirations. It would take a dedicated team to break in and to uncover its secrets. Perhaps you will bring one here later. Okay. And then Hearthsake Island. A thin pillar of greasy yet appetizing smoke rises from the only human settlement in the Empire. The Admiralty has never stated precisely why it seeks to keep the Empire confined, though most opposition to it fades once opposers actually encounter a Pentecost ape. They have been easy to corral, however. Though they do not lack wit, there is not an inventive bone in their hairy bodies, and no amount of stolen humanity has taught them the art of creating engines. The Lost Treasure Hunter. He squints at a map, muttering incoherently. He wipes his brow. Have you seen a big X on the ground by any chance? I got these 4 map pieces that got me this far and said X would mark the spot, but I can't find an X anywhere. He looks at the map sadly. It should be here, it says. Now where am I supposed to dig? He's too busy to talk right now, but adds that he will be in the village later if you want to trade him meat and venturing supplies. Don't try the meatballs, he warns, getting back to his search. You just don't want to do that. Greasy smoke and guiltily tempting aromas rise from a collection of huts around a long-beached pirate ship and a field of pointedly impaled monkeys. Sorry about that, booms the boisterous pirate, lowering a smoking blunderbuss as bits of shattered tree rain down. New arrival, are we? Well, yeah. No, wait. I'm gonna. Okay, for added effect. New arrival, are we? Well, if you haven't got a tail, you're all right by me. He squints, momentarily suspicious. You don't have a tail, do you? Wouldn't put it past the thieving little buggers to go shaving one of their own. Wasn't no fair play if it kicked them right up the arse. His voice is louder than his blunderbuss. The congealed meat juices in his thick beard are better not considered. It was not madness that drove these pirates to cannibalism, but years of being shipwrecked without the comfort of meat. After a while, any meat would do. Dine at the captain's table. All are welcome to share the pirates' wealth, provided they have the stomach for it. And the table manners. Or return to the boat. They seem a friendly sort and are shocked at the idea that they would ever be such poor hosts as to eat a guest. But then they have no shortage of supplies. The boisterous pirate clears his throat, and all go quiet as he stands. To our enduring majesty, he shouts, to the ever-shining lights of home! A cheer rises as the pirates raise their mugs, drain them dry. But there is something quiet in the silence. They have long decided that what they have done here disqualifies them from ever again walking on Wolfstack docks, from singing in the Mandrake, and from meeting the eyes of those they loved. It is not fear that keeps them from asking the visiting captain for safe passage back home. It is agreement. Unanimous. The boisterous pirate slams his hands together in an echoing slap. Amen! He declares, as everyone reaches for the meats that have them salivating so. We have gained another menaces, unaccountably peckish. We can return to the boat. Prepare a comprehensive port report. All of them warrant further attention. For now, though, it would be best to see if your initial discoveries can whet the interest of anyone back home. Okay. I think we can go ahead and head off now. Yeah, I am not fucking with that guy. That guy is not a guy that I'm fucking with. I know the matter of flukes. I do not trust them. And now we enter the calumnies. There's a wild and glorious scent in the air, a kind of light. Why do sailors fear this place? Hello? Aestival. Sun! A great beam of sunlight bathes the island. Squint into the dazzle. Far above, there's a hole in the roof. In that light, you see beaches of white gold sand, trees heavy with bright fruit, the reds and blues and greens of the surface. Investigate the ruins. There was some sort of installation here, and what looks like a handsome country house. Who was here? And what happened to them? A garden overgrowing with berry bushes, a wooden trestle table set for a meal, chairs strewn with bones, a half-dozen skeletons. A red-breasted bird perches on a grinning cranium. It cocks an eye at you and bursts into song, a liquid, thrilling sound. It seems unperturbed as you approach to poke through the bones. No sign of violence, no fire, no bullets, no bites. These people died peacefully, sitting down to breakfast as the surface sunlight spilled over them. Sunlight can kill at any time. The longer you remain here, the more danger you're in. So why did they stay? Perhaps they stayed because Aestival is as beautiful as anywhere in the Neath, and 10 times as generous. It's a fine place for a colony. You could found your own pocket kingdom. If you could do something about the sun. But what? What has power over sunlight? What makes the impossible possible? To found a colony. Bring something to Aestival that can protect against sunlight. You've found a hidden ambition. Colonize and improve Aestival to found your own kingdom. Compile a port report. Write fast. The light scars. Your eyes water. The pages blur. The report is one of joy-filled complaint. Aestival is a bright beauty too bright to be appreciated. But perhaps the Admiralty can find something of use. Gather supplies. The jungle here bursts with life. Breadfruit, sugarcane, coconut, soft-shelled crabs, and plump birds too stupid to know a hungry sailor from a tree. Aestival is ripe with treasures unknown in the Neath. Fill your hold. 10 supplies! God damn, if I found a kingdom, then I can truly be a princess. That's what I'm thinking. What I'm thinking is, to hell with our previous ambition. We're going to found a kingdom. We just need to do something about the sun. Whatever that may require. Oh, hello. Big crab, big crab. Gained another secret. Big crab, big crab. What the fuck? A floating strand of web caresses your face. The air hints at spiders. Savior's Rocks is some distance to the southwest. Might that be right here? Oh, spiders, 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 spiders! Oh, I don't like this music. I don't like this music at all. this is so... Oh, what is that? What is that? Okay, let's just head into port. Oh, this is the eastern edge of the map. The sound of their constant motion is like pebbles on a beach. Intricate webs stretch into a darkness where the shadows are never entirely still. Gossamer threads stolen by the breeze tickle the goosebumps on your skin. 1,000 unseen eyes promise 1,000,000 more. Yeah, that music was fucking spooky. Oh, we can harvest spider silk there. That makes sense. Preparing for the Festival of Silk. The glumness of the nativity is broken by the reds and golds of freshly hung banners. Spider-worshipping weavers and widows guide the traders in readying their celebration of gratitude to the generous neighbors that silently watch over them from the shadows. Trade supplies for silk. A delivery of trinkets. An almost entirely legitimate silk trader urgently requests you help with a delivery to Fallen London. I can do that. Assist with festival preparations. The assistance of an experienced captain and crew will hardly be turned down. The traders of the Nativity have little practice showing their appreciation, but at least put in an effort. In particular, they're not entirely accidentally let slip a secret of the Accord of Grace, a hospitality granted visitors by the generous neighbors of whom they will speak no ill. They do, however, hint that this only applies to travelers arriving through the port. Those unlucky enough to run aground on the rocks can consider themselves... But no. No. A sorrow spider might hear something they would, of course, never say. Trinkets? Just trinkets, confirms the man, holding out the box. Shaking it, you hear a rattling and see a sudden look of horror on the man's face. He says nothing, though, merely backs away as quickly as good manners permit. Okay. Ah, before we head out, though, I need to refill my water. I've been talking a lot. Be right back. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, my gelati. Oh, is this the Lottie that I know? That I am familiar with? Yes, you're the Lottie. Hi. This is a friend that I know in person for everyone, for everyone. Okay. We're leaving Spider Town for self-evident reasons. And good morning. Good morning. Are you just now waking up? Nobody has ever needed any reason to leave Spider Town. Of course not. Oh, okay. That's a big skull. Another Z-Beast corpse afloat. So much carrion. We approach the Chelinate. I do just say it. True. True and valid. Oh, I don't know what that is, but I don't like it. That's a giant fucking ribcage. Oh my god. The east is some shit. Chelinate to some distance to the southwest. There it is. Discovered the Gant pole. The hell is that? Waves lap the slabby sides of a vast turtle shell, bigger than any cathedral. Chelonites loaf on wooden docks around the shell sides, staring sullenly. Lamps hang like decorations in a festive butcher's window. All around you, the sea is rank with scraps of ancient flesh. An opportunity from a redolent flesh merchant. Even the Chelinate's hardy folk keep their distance. For the flesh, he slithers, drool pouring from between his rotten teeth. The Gant bowl, where the Breathias die. Bring flesh, we sell it to the turtle ethers. Fresher meat, big money to make. The Ghent pole is said to be deep underwater, mostly by sailors who do not believe it truly exists. Well, I mean, it's right there. Like, it's apparently just right there. Agree to a proud request. Seeing your ship, a hunter strides up to you. For the pride of her family and yours, she demands passage to the undersea spire of Scrimshander. We've been there. Few return from Scrimshander, not because of the danger, but because of the cost of leaving. Still, your guest promises compensation to cover the trip, and your safe departure afterwards. How generous. Okay. A doomed monster hunter. Compile a port report. How does one express this very striking smell? No matter what details you try to record, the stench creeps in around the edges of the sentences. The Chelonites, watchful despite the reek, movement among the miasmic scraps of long-abandoned monster carcass, frequent duels where the stink is thickest. Trade a hunting trophy for an outlandish artifact. Huh. Tales for the bone! Someone is crying unusual wares. Follow the sound. A scrawny man squats beneath an awning of Ghent-colored whaleskin. Bring me your tales, he cries. Tales for the bone! Pay the chronicler to inscribe a Z-story onto a hunting trophy, and you'll receive an outlandish artifact. Huh. Okay. Well, there's the Gantt pole. Wait, is it? It's under the Z, isn't it? Let us be off. Ah! The Gantt pole. The submarine surfaces in a pocket of air in the middle of the giant stone heart. How come there's no sun in this sea? Because the sun hates everyone and wants them to die, because they don't die. You are not the only new arrival. A midnight whale lies mortally wounded on a small beach of bone and blubber, moaning softly. An elderly woman in ragged red robes is carving its flesh, attended by a few disciples. Her hands move with expert if incomprehensible precision. The art of divination through entrails. Not the most pleasant or reliable way of seeing the future, especially with the organs in question still warm and oozing as she plucks them from the great beast. Whatever she is looking for, the focus it demands exhausts her. A sudden sound, rumbling, from the tunnels, the ventricles, the sound of a stampede, a cry of "Protect the mistress!" as a flood of naked old men and women wielding primitive bone weapons charges towards the whale, old sailors fixated on one goal, feast on the Z-flesh. Whether the Haruspex is finished or not. The submarine, defend the fading Haruspex, join the attack, or stay out of it. A fight over whale blubber? Not your business. You stride into the melee. The Haruspex and her disciples are outnumbered, but your contribution to the fray is worth at least 10 of the elderly attackers. Their harpoons barely leave a scratch. Wrenching one from the nearest attacker, you easily hold the geriatric horde back with little but pointed gestures. The Haruspex returns to her work. From the corner of your eye, you see a little of the method behind it. Just a little, but enough to see the traces of a pattern in the grooves of a small ivory slate. There is a question waiting. It traveled in a ship long wrecked. Find it. She frowns, unsatisfied. The whale moans its last as she finishes up. Her work done, she thanks you with a nod, and has her people allow the old sailors to approach the slowly cooling carcass. Hunt thallatites, behemostaches, beloveds, or triskelegans to bring more beasts to the Gantt pole. Compile a port report. The Admiralty is unlikely to take it seriously. Ah, that favorite hazing method of many a veteran sailor, save for particularly wet-behind-the-ears recruits. Ask your captain to deliver this to the Gantt pole. Go to the Gantt pole and find my pocket watch. Tell the crew, tonight we dine at the Gantt pole. A hilarious jape, when not standing in the blasted place and hoping someone will pay for recent news from it. Cut some flesh for the chelenate. The carcass of the last beast to expire in this place still has plenty of meat hanging from its bones. Your crew would face starvation 100 times before adding this still quivering mass of gluttonous blubber to the supplies. To the chelenate, however, it probably counts as hot cuisine. Speak with the fading Haruspex. She sits in a ghoulish tent made of the bone and hide of long-dead beasts, saving her energy for the next great behemoth to reach its grisly end. Me and the girlies chilling by the Gantt pole. Bring recent news to the fading Haruspex. It may add context to her divinations. She listens intently to the latest gossip and scandal. I miss them. Thank you. That makes many things clearer, and among other things, so much more confused. Let me show you more of my art. I suspect it will have the same effect. Ask her about the art of haruspicy. What does she see in the bodies of the dead? There is nothing to be predicted from meat but the quality of one's dinner. A wheezing laugh escapes her lungs. In Babylon, the quivering livers of 100 sheep showed us the fate of the first. In Rome, its Caesar not only asked the right question. It is the life that leads to answers, not the meat. Down here, centuries of life. So many secrets. But the great beasts of the Z pass on so rarely. I cannot hold on much longer in the hope of finding what I seek. How long has she been down here? 10 years? 100 years? 1,000? It is all the same after a while. The flesh keeps the body together. The mind, well, that is a trickier matter. I have coped. Others have not. You have seen them. The oldest of the sailors, with no warm bed and loving family to calling them to shore. They are as much creatures of the sea as any that swim in it. The heart welcomes them, and they embrace it. It is their fate. I see a far more important one in your future. Ask about previous visitors. Who else has ventured down here in search of her wisdom? It has been so long. The last who came here without being drawn? Long ago. Time enough that these nails were short and this face still held some beauty. Oh, spare me the sympathetic murmurings. I see the present better than the future, like any other. But where was I? Yes, the Presbyteriate princess was the last to find me. She came from a city on the mountain to ask the fate of an uprising. Not that of the 7 who fell, but the 7 who follow. Would the pain be worth it, she asked. That part I could not answer. Okay. That about wraps up our business here. Let's head back up to the surface and deliver that meat. It's only 1 barrel, but it's a very large barrel. The redolent flesh merchant dips a finger into the quivering blubber and tastes it with shivering enjoyment. He pays you and gets to work selling it by the cupful. It is impossible to tell if the Chelenid prefer it to their customary diet of rancid turtle meat, but it is at least a different flavor of terrible. His customers are still licking their lips when the barrel is drained to the last oily drop. Oh, and I could just do that again, huh? I could just keep doing that? Well, I am running a little bit low on fuel. Oh, I can buy Stygian ivory here. Mountain Nomad's heart? In the depths of the mountain lay... Huh. Interesting. Okay, well, I am running a little bit low on fuel. So I think, although just going back and forth between the Gant pole and the Chelenate would get me some tidy profits, I think I'll need to save that for later. Look at that big old turtle. God, this game is so cool. I love that there are fucking spider islands and a hunter society on the carcass of a giant turtle. Gates, frigid gates to the north that lie things beyond things. Ah, I love this game. That's a hand. That's another hand. We have entered the sea of statues. Giants gape at us. King Eater's castle rises ahead, where fools give up their future. Oh, that's a face down there. Oh shit! Oh fuck, what? Oh, the wax wind! Oh no! The wax wind. You know, it's wind, but it's wax. Pretty... What the fuck are you? What the fuck are you? What the fuck are you? Glorious Dreadnought, what? Ow! Fuck that. Fuck that. Okay, I am clearly not supposed to be here, Christ! Oh, no, I'm not. Well, I mean, I'm pretty close to I am in the farthest corner of the map over here. Oh, a buttery bloom of light on the southern horizon. You approach Varkus. Varchus? Varkus. The Mirrored City. But yeah, no, it's the wax wind. It comes from the south. The wind made of molten wax, which is a pretty unfortunate thing for wind to be made out of. The Mirrored City, where light was always the law. The walled city of Varkus is a tangle of green vines and luminescent fungal flowers slow blooming around moldering stone. A quincux of carved step towers rise over the walls and pour burning white light into the bleak sky. A rough shadowed path leads from the docks to the mirrored gates of Varkus. Two towering carved stone lamps throw their light on the angled mirrors, and a blue-cloaked guard stands in the reflected pool of light. The city is a beacon against the tree-hushed, sprawling darkness of the Elder Continent. In the far distance, a vast mountain glimmers. Cruise ship that takes you to the edge of the wax wind so you have just a little wax and soak in the health benefits. Somehow I don't think that would go well. The sailors wave you over. They are sitting on some upturned crates on the docks, playing a game with mirrored chips and stylized snakes made of bone. You're not thinking of going in there! The sailors gawk at you in unconcealed horror. They take turns telling you gruesome stories of Varkus, which they no doubt invented whole cloth. Some are convinced that the Varkasi render sailors to tallow their light into tallow to light their city. Others say they steal shadows and sell them to their masters. All of them are convinced that they blind any strangers who dare to gaze too long upon their city's secrets. We're just waiting to be paid and then we're off, one of the sailors says, nervously fingering a mirror chip. I've only got one eye left and I'd like to keep it. Ask the guard a few questions. Never a bad idea to gather a little intelligence before heading into unknown waters. Or cities, as the case may be. The blue-cloaked guard only acknowledges your existence when you step out of the darkness of the path and into the light from the lamps. Up close, the guard's blue cloak is threadbare and mossy along the hem. A pattern of embroidered suns runs along the collar, but the gold thread is dull. The kohl around her eyes is smudged. Well, Tamas? She asks. Are you going to ask her questions? Or are you just going to stare? Her tone is brusque, but her expression is curiously eager. You do not think Varkus receives many visitors. Your name is not Thomas, you correct her politely. The guard looks scandalized and tries to stop her ears. All who are not Varkasi are Thomas. You have been touched by darkness and it has taken your name. She fixes you with an admonishing looks and adds, it is very ill-mannered to pretend you still have one. You begin to see, a little, why Varkus is not often visited. It looks like you will have to get used to being called Thomas if you wish to enter. Ask about the light. It all seems a bit wasteful, possibly even ostentatious. We must walk in Mihir's light, so we burn our lamps night and day to banish darkness from the mirrored city, she tells you proudly. If we let darkness corrupt us, we would not be Varkasi any longer, but Thomas. Like you. You wonder, is that so terrible a fate? Her mocking laugh answers you even before her words do. Yes, it would be terrible indeed, Thomas. And before you ask, she adds, no, I do not have any desire to leave Varkus. The rest of the Neath has fallen from Mihir's grace, and I have no wish to join them. Ask about her. Does she like her job? Does anyone? It is a great honor to defend the mirrored gates, she snaps defensively. She gestures to the edge of the pool of light illuminating her post. It is very dangerous. Even a small stumble and I could fall into the dark. Her voice grows thready. I would be banished from Mihir's grace. I would lose my name. That is why we only send the bravest outside the walls. Ask about the city's custom. Best to know before you flout them. Easier to plan an escape route that way. Don't touch the mirrors. Don't even look into the mirrors, she says, her voice hard.
and try very hard not to dream. Were you expecting something along the lines of don't murder anyone or only wear red on special occasions? Still, you nod and smile. We can go, well, compile a port report first, tone down the details of the light and its brilliance. You don't want to inspire envy in the Admiralty staff. And then we can tell the guard we wish to enter. She makes a mark in her ledger before ringing a brass bell. The mirrors of the gates rearrange to give you space to pass, but never once allow shadow to touch the guard. Our ways are not yours, Thomas. Remember that, and walk in the light of me here. Your eyes are blinded by the brilliance of the light. The verdant rot smell is even thicker. The heat of so much flame and reflected light presses oppressively against your skin. Your head pounds. It is a few minutes before your eyes adjust and you can look around. Brass lamps and gilded sconces hang from every wall, and phosphorescent fungus grows moss-like upon doorways and ceilings. Cunningly arranged mirrors catch every droplet of light and diffuse it till each cobblestone and rampart of the city is drenched and blazing and utterly without shadow. Who do you speak to? The firekeeper, dressed in all saffron, a pair of thick fireproof gloves dangle from a silver chain at her wrist. The jewel-turbaned youth, the fungus carter, the white-cloaked guard. The suns embroidered on his cloak are picked out with gold thread, and the edges jeweled with carnelian. Thomas. He presses his hands together in greeting, then gives you an anguished look. You look terrible! Are you sick with a terrible outsider's disease, or is that what your nose is naturally like? Over your protestation, he gives you directions to the hospital. Oh, the medics are all butchers to be sure, but they walk in the light of me here, he adds briefly. and then points out the guardhouse and the vague direction of the Temple of Mihir, and a street of bars and gaming houses. We don't want to get a reputation for being inhospitable. He laughs, as if he has made a grand joke, and you laugh along weakly. I love that this game is funny sometimes. The firekeeper. I'm too important to play guide to you, Thomas, she tells you before you even open your mouth. I'm the keeper of the Western Principal Mirror. She points up at the enormous multifaceted mirrors set atop each of the city's 5 towers. I'm only here because I'm looking for my idiot brother. He's probably busy pouring wine down some pretty dark-eyed boy's throat in a tavern. Is it a matter of great urgency, you wonder? He's late for his lamp checks in the sacred district, is her terse reply as she hurries away. If the Agnihotri found out, he'd be lucky to end up a lake dredger. The jewel-turbaned youth. He looks utterly overjoyed to make your acquaintance, the bangles on his wrist flashing as he presses his hands together in greeting. My friend and I would be honored if you would attend a small greeting with us, Thomas. We are so eager to hear about the world outside Varkas' city walls. It seems an innocuous enough invitation, but then why does his gaze dart around so anxiously as he tells you where to find his mansion in the Eastern District? Continue your explorations. Entertainers, the hospital... Oh my god! Mansion of the Jewel-Turbaned Youth. It is in the Eastern District. Well, he did invite you after all. You are not entirely sure what you were expecting from the Jewel-Turbaned Youth's invitation. Perhaps a candlelit dinner and a genteel seduction. Based? Oh yeah, no, Fallen London is like actually queer as fuck. It's great. Fallen London being the universe that this is set in. Perhaps a candlelit dinner and a genteel seduction. It turns out to be an evening of card games and chilled wine with his rather eclectic collection of friends. But as the wine is drunk and the cards are played, the gathering takes on a certain political tone. A raggedly dressed artisan begins complaining of the Agnihotri's trade restrictions. A novice priest points out contradictions in Mihir's mantras. A stone carver questions whether his daughter should also have to follow it in the same profession. Will you? The jewel-turbaned youth stares at you, licking his lips. Tell us a story.
Tell them of yourself. It might be nice to be honest, especially to a group of people you'll never have to meet again. Invent a fanciful tale. Tell a wanderer's tale. Hold on, what if I... Oh. The walled city, Okay, I need to go all the way back here. Tell a wanderer's tale, full of sea salt and darkness and the creaking of ships. Your story sucks the light away from the room and tumbles into bleakness. Your voice rises and falls like the lap of waves against an iron hull. When you return to yourself, the Varkasi are weeping into each other's arms. The novice priest presses his forehead to the ground and prays desperately for Mihir to forgive him. The jewel-turbaned youth embraces you tightly, and you can feel the pounding of his heart against your own. Your story was like being touched by darkness, he whispers in fascinated revulsion. It has made me apostate. I will no longer walk in Mihir's light. You suggest that perhaps it was just a Z story, but he only shakes his head and sobs harder. What the fuck is that outside? Oh, I think it's one of those things that cleans up the street. You've gained 7 secrets! That's a lot! Wow! Oh yeah, no, we did just have an encounter with the Waxwind, so, you know. Entertainments in Varkas. There are bars and gaming houses to the west. Join the gaming table, the arguing priests, the duelists. They're having a wine-drenched debate at one of the tables in the back. Do you care to listen in? No, no, no! The initiate shakes her head at the irate novice. You cannot undermine a heard text with mantras from a remembered one. Apparently, the difference is this. Heard texts were cosmic truths whispered by Mihir himself to the ancient sages. Remembered texts do not claim such illustrious origins and are merely passed down wisdom. The difference might seem trivial to you, but apparently this is a subject of heated theological debate. A few of the other patrons look on indulgently and offer bits of scripture or shouted exhortation. We have gained fragments. Oh. It is evening. I think it is time for us to depart. At evening, after the 5th bell, each Thomas is assigned a room. The light is endless and merciless. Will you sleep? All visitors to Varkas are given 1 night's accommodation in the city's only inn. It is a handsome stone mansion arranged around a pleasantly cool courtyard. Frescoes of city life are painted on the walls. Given how few visitors Varkas holds, you suspect the inn is usually used by philandering locals. Evening falls. Or does it? The town's 5 principal mirrors are mounted on coiled spring mechanisms and alter their angles subtly to create the impression of evening. Across the city, the firekeepers throw pinches of colored powder into the lamps, and the quality of light yellows to a softer brightness. The wine-mazed lamplighter, he is dressed in saffron robes and is indeed pouring wine down the throat of a very attractive dark-eyed boy. You could tell his sister is looking for him. The courtyard. Sleep. Don't sleep. He starts up in horror, spilling burgundy red wine everywhere. His young companion looks irritated. "I'm late!" he shouts. "Mihir, forgive me! The Agnihotra is going to skin me alive!" He pumps your hand in gratitude. "Thank you, Thomas. I won't forget this. Here, take my arc jewel." Ooh. 3 outlandish artifacts. The courtyard. Cushions are arrayed around the marble fountain in the middle. Musicians pluck their instruments under the shade of the twisted yellow-leafed trees. Their songs are curiously prosaic, their lyrics more like a biographical report than a poetic invention. You listen to a lake dredger's waterlogged, lotus-rooted dirge. You sway to the slow, steady ballad of the fungus collectors, and join in the lamplighter's quick-footed dance which mimics their evening rounds. The evening finishes with a song of Mihir, which is sung to the accompaniment of stringed instruments and drums and polished glass prisms which split the white light into rainbows in counterpoint to the notes. It looks like sleeping is going to be spooky. It won't be difficult to stay awake in the constant light, but the lack of rest will take its toll. What's the worst that could happen? The bed is low and wide and draped with cotton sheets stamped with vegetable dye patterns in muted greens and blues. You fall into sleep easily despite the bright light, but your dreams are full of whispering, glittering smokes, mirror vapors that coil into reflection-warping shapes. You see your limbs bend, your skin slough, your eyes twist. You wake with your heart pounding. Your nostrils are full of the fungal rot smell of Varkas. Your body is as it always was, but somehow that is not as comforting as it should be. Return, the guard tells you, but not yet. With that, they usher you into darkness beyond the walls. You blink, mirror dazzles from your eyes. It's cold out here. Cool and good and cool and good and cool and good. Oh, we're running pretty low on fuel, huh? Well, luckily Port Carnelian isn't that far away. Okay, it's pretty far away. A carmine tint to the waves. We're approaching Adam's Way, where flows the mountain's blood. Excuse me. Excuse me. I am not fighting a dreadnought today. But the C is scary, but the Z? Oh, the Z. Okay, let's see if we can cut around that dreadnought. Wow, you are really being a fucker, huh? Okay. Managed to successfully avoid its notice. On a bed of monumental ruins, warehouses and waystations of shroom timber rise. Oh, we can buy fuel here! Oh, thank Christ! Okay. All ships that approach Adam's Way are intercepted by the Gracious, the Presbyterian's splendidly head-dressed coast guards. A quaint but inviolable tradition governs entry. You must tell them one of 3 stories. In return, you will be permitted to spend a single day in the port. Why are foreigners only allowed to spend a single day in Adam's Way? For your own protection, one of them explains, kindly. Could give them a port report of Mount Paul. You know what? I'll come back here later. We have other matters that need attending to. Also, hello, Tato. I commented on your arrival, but didn't actually mention the Crying Heights, or the Blue Prophets. Are those the Blue Prophets? I sure did. They sure are. Fucking birds! A mortal battle against parrots. That's the Elder Continent for you. Recover feathers from the prophets or record their cries. The prophets speak the names of those about to die. In truth, most of the sounds they make are more squawk than word, but perhaps you can glean something from the dying birds, if you listen carefully. Names you know? Faces you remember? Perhaps. Oh, we've gained 10 more terror. Good. Cool and good. Love when prophets try to sink my ship and devour what remains. Also love it when the prophets are fucking parrots. Oh, there's the waxwind again. Perhaps we can avoid it? Perhaps not. Well, you know what we could do to avoid it? And apparently... something lies this way. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Ow! We gotta get repaired once we get back to London. Isn't it, though? Apologies for the noises out there. Don't know what's up. Okay, here's Port Carnelian. I don't know what it is that just saw me, but I am getting the hell out of there. Okay. Okay. Oh, right. The Tiger Pharaohs, plummy heroines, stiff-mustached heroes, and the convoluted social obstacles that keep them apart. Will their yearning passions ever be consummated? You give him a copy of The Footman's Ghost. Its pages practically quiver with repression. The tiger purrs. Okay, what will you need now? Find out what your spies need. Another romantic literature. But what if I seek another opportunity? Again? Alright. Okay, buy some supplies. They're cheap as chips down here. And you know what? The Grand Geode is over here. Those dashing fellows who preside over the Dawn Machine. And in matters of the sun, I can only imagine that they might be particularly well-versed. Let's see if they might have anything to say regarding our kingdom. Grand Geode. Ask the Commodore for a defense against sunlight for Aestival. But we need our usual consideration to do the work, and it won't be easy. We'll need a Gantosaurus from near the Kellinate, and a particular insight. A very, very particular insight. The Gantosaurus can be obtained from the Eater of Names near the Kellinate, whatever. A Dread Surmise can be assembled by the Alarming Scholar from 7 Searing Enigmas. We'll need 7 crew, 1 Vital Intelligence, 50 supplies, 1 figurehead of the Eater of Names, and a Dread Surmise, i.e. 7 Searing Enigmas. To acquire Dawn's Law. Interesting. Very, very interesting. How many Searing Enigmas do we have right now? It was 2, right? Yes, 2. Two Searing Enigmas. Okay, so we need 5 more Searing Enigmas. We need a Vital Intelligence, which can be acquired with Strategic Information, which, can't you make that out of something? Regardless. Okay, interesting. Oh! Thank you for the subscription, Lottie! Thank you so much for joining the crew! You do have Prime. And you get to wear the shiny founder badge now. No, not this crew. Not the crew that's getting eaten by parrots. I mean the crew of the spaceship. No, not Captain Lynette Bachmeyer's crew, but Princess Pengy's crew. Your fears line up on the what? Okay, well. Compile the port report. Well, I gained the pages. Cool. To record the Republic's events, it's like trying to sing wax or believe water. You do what you can. The third paragraph buds eyes. The date is fundamentally wrong. The full stops bite. You do what you can. For you see, hell has brought freedom to the Iron Republic. Freedom from all laws, even those of nature. Wait a moment. Yes, yes! Cheap fuel. So I'm gonna let my terror go up to 70, because there's apparently a thing I can do in port if I do that. Okay. Your fears line up on the quay, waiting, waving like old lovers. As you touch the dock, your fears leap fondly into your waiting arms. They dissolve. Gather the oily scraps they left. Oh! I get 70 fragments from that. Fascinating. So I think when we head back to London, I think that's gonna be the end of stream. It has been very eventful. Let's head to the canal. Grab some news. Little crab. Well, if the little crab wants to pick a fight. Local crab fucking dies, obliterated instantly. Local crab fucking dies instantly again. I continue dissecting them, for knowledge. I too like to hunt crab with cannons, of course! That's just the thing to do. Make sure you bring a cannon in case there's a crab. That's what my mom always told me. Alright, and we arrive at London once more. A breath of relief. What messages from the harbor master? Ah, yes, the trinkets. The man waiting is not a cultist. He is just another ordinary citizen, wearing a silken blindfold. In a few years, perhaps everyone will be wearing them. Still a firmly sealed crate of what are absolutely not sorrow spider eggs. Well, that's a relief. Or maybe you just got lucky. Either way, they made it. So did you. What was the address on the crate? The Shuttered Palace? On second thoughts, it hardly matters. Okay, so... let's turn in these port reports. Mount Palmerston. Wither. Humane Canal. Avid Horizon. The Iron Republic. The Empire of Hands. Something new awaits in your lodgings, huh? Okay. There was somebody here asking about it only recently. Delightful lady, as I recall. Most delightful. Yes, I shall take the liberty of forwarding her your address. Okay. Frostfound. Aestival. The Chelenate. Varkas. Oh god, what tense is it written in? Oh god, look, just read it to my colleague here, he'll give you your fee. I'll be over there when you're done. The Gant pole. Okay. Got anything else for us? Not particularly. I need Zoop. There we go. 7 Zoop for 1,000 echoes, and now we can just do the same thing. Huh. Nice. A lamentable relic, an outlandish artifact. Something new awaits us in our lodgings. Well, first of all, let's read the morning papers. And rest off this terror. An invitation to Benthic College. Your travels have caught someone's attention. Benthic College is pleased to invite you to an exclusive and educational evening with Lady Agatha Treadgold, delightful adventuress and raconteuse of thrilling, true tales of feist and spunk. On the back is a scribbled note. Come speak to me afterwards, darling. Opportunity beckons. Attend the lecture. Benthic is the most open-minded of the London colleges. You find yourself waiting for the lecture in a queue of students, devils, and bohemians, observed with some scorn by passers-by in Somerset colors. Her feet have trodden lands most in the Neath have never even heard of. Her eyes have seen every opportunity for fame and glory while there. Whoever she is, she knows how to pack a hall. Not a seat is empty as she takes the stage. The fine cuisine of the Chelenate, the darling claymen, all but a prelude, my dears. Her stories tend towards the fanciful and conveniently unprovable, but the delightful adventuress has the credulous audience spellbound for hours. Many of her tales of monsters and lost cities have a common theme. She visited them ahead of a certain Lady Leonora Fortescue, the quite adorable, daring archaeologist with whom she sparked a bracing rivalry back at finishing school. The rest are tales, bitter as the sourest grapes, of being cheated of triumphs by the very same Fortescue, whose fanciful fictions are fit only for the petty dreadfuls. By the end, her stories are notably more bitter than boastful. She still receives a standing ovation. The delightful adventuress's masked clayman, Barnabas, escorts you to the principal of Benthic's study, where she sits sipping brandy by the fire. Ah, my dear Capitano! Firelight glints in her eyes as she raises the glass. I hear you are recently returned from the Empire of monkeys? Hands. Yes, of course. It's a rare breed that can make such a voyage. Foolhardy, too, perhaps. She sips her brandy. I wish to charter your no doubt fine vessel to that primitive little island chain. There I shall find what I need to show up the infernal Leonora Fortescue once and for all, and you, the delightful adventuress, squints, sizing you up. Sufficient compensation will not be a difficulty. At most, a most mutually beneficial arrangement, you will agree. Except, the delightful adventuress drains her glass dry. Then we shall see you soon for the morrow of the voyage. Barnabas, pack my valise. Adventure awaits! All right. So we now have an objective to head over to the Empire of Hands once again with the adventuress in tow. We also have this lamentable relic, and we also need more searing enigmas, wherever those are. Anything else that I can do at my lodgings, in my study? Any other things I can make? 7 lamentable relic makes an anatomical cabinet. 1 captivating treasure makes a shrine to stone. 7 outlandish artifacts make a monstrous almanac. A captivating treasure can also make an heirloom. Okay. My kitchen sink is filled with lamentable relics regularly. Me when I also have to do the dishes, ugh. Okay. So with that, we are going to end for now. I have a lot of stuff to think on, a lot of business to attend to, and I'm gonna need to formulate a new plan. For now, though, let's see who is currently online and streaming. Oh my goodness, OD is streaming. OD, for the record, is the one who has given me form. They are my artist, and also my absolute bestie. I adore them. I love them with all my heart, and now I'm gonna get to raid them! Oh, let's go. Okay. But yes, thank you so much, everyone. It was so nice. It's so nice to be back to streaming, and I can't wait to do it more. Let me just click the start raid button. Okay, I will see you all for more adventures on the high Z's in due time. I'm probably gonna stream this again next week. Was a fun stream, nice hanging out. Yeah, thank you guys for coming. Okay, well, we're going now. Bye-bye, you guys. Tell OD that they're a nerd. Tell them that they're a big ol' nerd. Okay, bye.